This is a short lecture on what comprises a reading lesson plan. Lesson plans of any kind makes sure or ensures that we have more purposeful instruction, that our learning experiences are planned. We're not just flying by the seat of our pants. So there are particular forms and structures that help you initially. Eventually, as you evolve as a teacher, the lesson plans that you use for reading instruction, math, writing, skills instruction will begin to evolve and look different according to your tastes. But this is a form of cognitive apprenticeship, cognitive instruction, in that we are giving you a specific structure with the idea that you'll internalize it and eventually begin to create your own. So the reading lesson plan has 4 parts to it. First of all, the purpose. This is somewhat similar to a lesson plan objective. In this class, we do not use objectives, we use lesson purpose statements. What is the purpose of the lesson? It tells what you want to accomplish. Objectives reflects behaviorism, and it gives the idea that learning can be total and complete. That's fine. That's more reflective of behavioral learning theory. This class, and myself in particular, I gravitate towards cognitive learning theory and humanistic learning theory. So what is the purpose of a reading lesson plan? The students will read and enjoy. Insert story title here. If it's a narrative text, story, one read for enjoyment, the whole purpose of the lesson is that our students will read and enjoy. If you can help your students fall in love with books, 99% of your job is done as reading teachers. If is expository text, informational text, the purpose statement should be students will read and understand. Insert title here or insert chapter here. That's the purpose. Everything else should support that purpose. The next part is the pre-reading activity. It's something that gets them ready to read. It's the scaffold that helps them read independently or read by itself. It is like the Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson. It introduces them to the story, gives them the main idea or the structure or whatever, and I'll show you a number of different pre-reading activities. 2 things about it is that the pre-reading activity should be rather concise. Remember, the purpose is to read and enjoy or read and understand. It's not to do your exciting pre-reading activity. So short, anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes at most, and make sure there is always some connection between the pre-reading and the during reading so students can see exactly. If it were a story about frogs, I was teaching just a little mini frog lesson to get them ready. I would say, okay, in the chapter today, you will be learning 3 things about frogs. Read to see if you can find out what that is. The during reading describes exactly what it is or how students are going to go about reading. And this should be written so a substitute teacher could pick up your lesson plan and know exactly what to do. There should be 3 types of experiences here, and 3 only for now. There will be other times, but the first one is silent reading, and you will say students will read silently. Why silent reading? Because that reflects reality. Well, what if students aren't reading or don't understand what they're reading? If they aren't reading, find something that's enjoyable that they will read. What if they aren't understanding? There are places to test and assess for comprehension. That is not the purpose of this lesson. So sometimes we have to trust our students. There are times and places to assess for comprehension, but this is not one of them. So silent reading number 1, reading with a buddy, that's the best one. find a pair. Pairs of buddies find a spot in the room and they read back and forth to each other. Or read with a whisper voice, a 6-inch voice. Buddy reading and whisper reading, you can kind of walk around and quickly get a sense. What you do not want to do is what's called round robin reading. That's where teacher stands and calls on students and they go around the room and they each read a section. That is a horrible idea. It does not reflect reality. Students are more concerned about making a mistake than creating meaning with text. So do not use round robin reading. One of three: silent reading, buddy reading, or whisper reading. And then the post-reading activity is some activity that gets students to be actively engaged with a story or a chapter element. Compare and contrast, respond, a question, and I'll be showing you some activities, both pre-reading and post-reading, in the next video. But these are the essential parts of a reading lesson plan.